watching this. So yeah, basically what I'll be doing today is just showing you guys how to identify where are the intervals where a graph is increasing or decreasing. So if you wanna, find out about all that good stuff, stay tuned because we're gonna do that. Okay, so here we have some graphs that I decided to show you guys on paper, and here we have a linear graph. We have a parabola over here, and then we have a cubic function, and then we have an absolute value. And for the most part, we can see where they are increasing or decreasing, but sometimes we're not given those graphs, or we are given a graph that is not the original one, and it's most like a derivative of the graph, and we have to figure out where is it increasing or decreasing. So what we have here is f of x, and this is the original graph, and it is easy to tell where the graph is increasing and decreasing. As we can see, it is decreasing from negative infinity to 0, and it is increasing from 0 to infinity. And we're not going to be given that, obviously. This is AP Calc. We're probably going to be given the f prime of x, which is the derivative of f of x. And when we are given this kind of graph, what we have to remember is that the derivative is basically the slope of the graph, and whenever the slope is negative, that means that the graph is decreasing, and whenever the slope is positive, that means that the graph is increasing. So what you really have to look out for is whether if the derivative of the graph, in this case f prime of x, is if the graph is below the x-axis or above the x-axis. So when it's below the x-axis, we know that the graph is decreasing because the derivative is negative, and when it is above the x-axis, we know that the graph is increasing because the derivative is positive. Okay, but what are the actual intervals where the graph is increasing? Because that's what we're here for, right? Am I right? Yeah, I thought so too. So in order to find the intervals, we're gonna have to look at the graph of f of prime and decide where does it change from negative to positive. So we see from negative infinity to 0, the graph is negative, and from 0 to positive infinity, the graph is positive. So essentially what that means is that from negative infinity to 0, the graph of f of x is decreasing, and from 0 to positive infinity, the graph of f of x will be increasing. Folks, that has been it for today's video, and I just want to say that I decided to do a tutorial on this specific topic because I think that graphs are cool, and if you know how to read them properly, you can get a lot of useful information, and it really gets you far into this kind of class like AP Calc. So you know how to do graphs, and that is it. I hope you guys liked it.